Hetepu, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Haru Nefer. This is Qesankh Keperu with another exciting video for you. And in this video, we're going to talk about hip-hop mind control. But before I get into that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. If this is your first time to my channel, hit the subscribe bell to get notifications on when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. If you want to know more about my spiritual teachings, you can become a Patreon supporter. You can do so for as little as $1, $5, or $20 per month. It's up to you, and there's never any obligation. You can cancel at any time. As a subscriber, you'll get exclusive access to instructional videos on the esoteric, instructional videos on magic that will teach you how to properly meditate, how to do correct breathing exercises, how to build a magical amulet, how to do a ritual, how to communicate with your ancestors. And we also have a lot of specialized articles to take you to the next level. So become a Patreon supporter today. Last but not least, share this video with family and friends so we can get the revolution started. So, Haru Nefer, Grand Rising, thank you for joining us. Now, I want to dive right into this subject of the hip-hop mind control. And I'm not going to specifically call out hip-hop in this video. I'm going to use that as a case study or an example of what's happening to us on a large scale. Now, we know that one of the biggest problems we're facing in the 21st century is this thing called racism or white supremacy. And it has spread throughout the planet like a virus. It's like no matter where you go, you will find racism. More specifically, you will find that the people that are impoverished, that are in poverty, are people of color. And the people who are on the upper echelon are usually from European ancestry. Now, this thing, racism, has been around for a very long time. And I had wrote a paper talking about the origins of it and how it's really what we call a pendulum or an ergobore. If you're not familiar with what ergobores are, you should do some research into occult studies where they talk about how spiritual entities can be created and influence people. And combined with the 100 monkey principle, you have a very devastating effect. So that is what I propose is one of the origins of racism. But nevertheless, no matter where it came from, we have to deal with it because it is a serious problem. And the oligarchy are content with keeping it in place, which is why they will not do things like give us reparations. Because if you give a people reparations, you help them. You will give them a means by which it can ensure their survival, and that's not what they want to do. So that's why reparations is such a hot topic. But what you'll find now is that these people who are at the top levels of government and also religious orders are dark magicians. They are occultists, but they hide behind things. And one of the things they hide behind is music and film. You'll find that they, will put out these forms of entertainment to keep you distracted. Now, the distraction is to ensure that the people don't rise up. That's very important. And what you'll find today, specifically with however you want to call us, African Americans, ADOS, FBA, we have become very distracted and not focused on coming up with a resolution to this thing called white supremacy. Now, in ancient times, or antiquity with our ancestors, when something like this would have shown its face or emerged, we would have dealt with it immediately, right away. And there are proven systems to how to deal with something like this. But the problem is that we can't leverage that knowledge now because we are so separated, and our ideologies are against one another. You see, this hip hop thing that has come and become very, very popular and has really, in some ways, helped Black people and reshaped our image, but in other ways have really destroyed us by putting in place things like worshiping materialism, getting involved in sexism, things like that. But I don't want to get too deep into that. So the main thing that we should be focused on as a people is studying this thing called white supremacy and trying to come up with countermeasures. But because the oligarchy has done such a great job in their media mind manipulation, they have come up with a culture that we have adapted, which is an amalgamation of it's actually an amalgamation of things that come out of poverty, in a sense. And this is kind of like mushroomed into decadent behavior. We're not focused on a resolution to the problem of racism. We're focused on aspirational thinking. We want to chase the bag. We want to be boss men and bitches. But we're never looking at, hey, what was our culture pre-colonialism? What can we do now to fix our present condition? And that is something we're not focused on. When I get together with some brothers and sisters, which is I rarely do, the conversation tends to move in the direction of sports or music, but never on a solution to white supremacy. Oh, we'll talk about it, and we'll be caught in that victim mindset, but there's never any solution or answer or even any action on our part that we take to address this thing. It is because, again, when we turn on the TV, when we watch the internet, we see people like ourselves wearing gold chains, going out there and driving nice cars, have bitches all around us. And we want that. We crave that. They're always introducing to us new singers, another Grammy nomination, another black female singer. It's a means to distract you and your focus. We have gotten to a point of where the culture, as I said, that we have created this culture, the culture of decadence. We have legitimized corruption, materialism, anti-life behavior. Through the auspices of the hip-hop culture, because that's supposed to be black culture, when in reality it is nothing more than a toxic conglomeration, a toxic soup. The I-ching, the great oracle that came out of China, written by Lao Tse and Confucius, talked about the 50th hexagram, and that's the cauldron, and asked the question, what's in the cauldron? Well, what's in the cauldron is what you put in it. And for us modern day people of color, what's in the cauldron now is garbage. This whole thing where young black men walk around and they know a lot about basketball, but when you talk about, can you name some prevalent scientists from history, they don't know any. When you talk about billionaires, they can name 50 Cent, but they can't name a billionaire that's made his money not in rap or hip hop. This lets you know that we are in trouble, and black men still fall behind on reading levels. So that shows you we're not being educated, even though we now have things like ChatGPT and all these other AIs that have so much information and technology at the touch of the finger. But still we aren't educated. We can complain about the problem. We know how to complain about racism and white supremacy. But in terms of researching strategies for war or political uprising, we're ignorant. We have no knowledge of how to do that and go about it. In the ancient Egyptian spiritual religion, if you want to call it, Sebek is known as the trickster deity. He's also the deity of communication. So we'll see that the very thing that we created, the deities, have been developed and used against us. Because what these people have become, the oligarchy, the white oligarchy, have become masters of Sebek, masters of trickology. Because they know how to get your attention, they know how to communicate to you on a very subtle level, to influence your mind, influence your thinking, take over the real estate of the mind, so that you act in accordance with their wishes. And their wishes right now is to dumb down the black population, and not only that, the white population as well. And they have been successful. George Orwell predicted this in his book 1984. How many of us have read Animal Farm? Which talks about political uprisings and warns against government. We're woefully ignorant. And all the while, the ignorance that we have, where we know all about rap, hip hop, the typical black male and black female that you see today is a program. A program. Meaning that they were concocted in a laboratory. I'm not being metaphoric here. Literally, The archetype that you see before you of the typical black man or woman has been created in a laboratory. Because what they do is they get together with think tank institutions like Tavistock and the Council on Foreign Relations and determine how they want the public to act and think. This is real. So when you are seeing the young black man with his pants hanging down, his inability to communicate Qesankh in a proper way, because Qesankh can speak eloquently. He's a good orator. How we go about and walk around with a mean mug on our faces, have myopic views on life, don't know anything but popular information or media. We are not students of history. We are not problem solvers. We are not early adopters. You are a product of a system that has put you together. It has manipulated your parents so that when you're born, how they teach and conduct themselves around you is what the ruling elite, what and how they want you to act, what and how they want you to dress. That's who you are. You are a archetype fashioned in the image of the global elite. Now, I spoke earlier about Qesankh, who is a master at communication, a master at information, a master at trickology. But he is complemented by Tahuti, the god of wisdom. You see, when Heru, or Horus, wanted to defeat Set, or Satan, he couldn't go to Qesankh. Qesankh couldn't give him a solution or an answer to that because Qesankh is left brain thinking. He had to go to Tahuti, or Jehuti, or Thoth, or Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great. He had to go to Tahuti to restore his third eye, and able to gain the wisdom and knowledge to defeat Set. You understand? That's important. Because the same mindset that created the problem can't be used to correct it. You're not going to be able to use left brain thinking to fix this thing called white supremacy. You're going to have to go to Tahuti. You're going to have to open your third eye to receive the knowledge from the Akashic records of how to defeat racism and white supremacy. But before we can do that, we have to become truly independent in mind and thought. Stop walking around as caricatures and cartoon characters. Yo, what up, my nigga? What up? What up? trying to, everybody's trying to do a business so they can flex, but no one wants to do real work. You see, real millionaires got there through hard work. The image that you are allowed to see is of some brother or sister trying to look cool and look bad on their yacht or on a vacation enjoying the good life because they're bosses. That's fake. That's not really what millionaire lifestyles look like. You start a business, you're the first in the morning and the last to leave in the evening. You're working harder than anybody. You're putting in more hours than you did when you worked for corporate America. That's what it is to be a real boss. You're not jet setting. You ain't taking photos of yourself in front of a private jet or driving around your nice car. No, you're hustling every day to keep your business afloat. That's what millionaires do. They're working hard as hell. But you see, the image that the media puts forth of what it is to be a millionaire and what it is to look like a millionaire is a false representation that you have fallen for. So you get involved in schemes to bring you quick money. And these schemes, the only thing they do is cheat your brother and sister. Have you steal money, go to jail. You get locked up because you got involved in some type of fraudulent business venture. Because you're looking for quick and easy money. That's an attribute of Sebek. Of getting quick and easy money. Be careful of that. So I want you to understand these images that are put out by the media are done so with the permission of the ruling elite, the oligarchy, to not only to distract you from engaging in real political talk and political action, but also is to create you. Create how you dress, how you walk, how you talk. That's all a culture created by the ruling elite. That is not black culture. The way we're acting and talking and carrying ourselves is pathetic. But again, it's created by the ruling elite to oppress you and keep you down. We're living in a culture of ignorance. We elevate ignorance. It's us being really intelligent is not cool. Oh, you're using big words. You think you white. Let me tell you something. The black community invested $12 million in a real estate scheme by a man who's known to be a con artist, to be a drug dealer, sold drugs to his father. I'm talking about Jay Morrison. Who filed for bankruptcy and came up with this quick and easy scheme to make money. And because he was a good orator like Sebek, went around on different channels talking about his business venture, and black people just threw money at him. Even though people were trying to tell you, the elders were trying to tell you that this man has a criminal record, this man's a con artist, this man has never done real estate in his life. This man is not a real estate mogul, he's not a millionaire. And most likely, if you get involved in his business venture, he's going to cheat you. So what happened? People threw money at him. They gave him money. And what did he ended up doing? Taking their money and run. That's what he did. Another guy, Umar Johnson, came along and told people in the black community he's going to build a school for black boys. What happened? Oh, wow. The black community gave him about $1.9 million. They donated that to him because he said he was going to build a school for black boys. What would happen? No school. What happened to the $1.9 million? Went in his pocket and up his nose. Because we value the rhetoric, the talkers, the Sebeks who come along and say the right things. And because they look like you, baggy jeans and you know, and wearing like Gucci, we identify with that. So we're like, I'm going to give him money. But he has a criminal record. That's all right. Everyone makes a mistake. Everybody makes a mistake. But he's been known to hang around with prostitutes. That's all right. He can still open a school for black boys. And he took that $1.9 million and he ran. Meanwhile, you have brothers and sisters who are dressed nice, who will come up and pitch you a good project with a nice proposal and everything, and you're like, nah, no, I'm not going to give my money to him. No, I'm going to give my money to the drug dealer, the con artist. Yes, let me give him my money. Then you cry and you wonder why the black community can't get ahead and why we have the problems that we have. Because you're caught up in Sebek and you don't look at Tahuti. Wisdom. You don't want to be saved. That's what it really boils down to. Because all you want to do is walk around in name brand clothing. Try to pretend that you're somebody that you're not. Go around flexing and flossing. Got a nice car but still live in the projects. You don't want to end this thing called white supremacy, because if you did, you would be reading books by Aldous Huxley, who wrote A Brave New World, or reading books by George Orwell, Animal Farm, to understand how to fight the opposition. You know, the day black people start reading en masse books like Animal Farm and A Brave New World, I bet you is the day the oligarchy will be shitting on themselves. Because they'll know it's over. Because black people are finally educating ourselves. You see, we're caught up in pomp and pageantry and looking good, but we're not doing any work. Smoking cigars, trying to look cool, look intimidating with the mean mug, but you don't own shit, you don't run shit, and you aren't shit. You're going to hell and fast. You think you're cool, you think you're in control, you think you're a boss. But there are people who have more money than you will ever see. And these are the people that control you. And they're the people that made you. See, when you study Qesankh, you study real mind control. You'll learn that you're nothing but a puppet. You think you're independent. You think you have freedom of thought, but you don't. You think you're free, but you aren't. You are a damn puppet who's been given the illusion of inclusion in a system that doesn't want you and eventually will get rid of you in time. They got the master plan to eliminate every black person, or I should say, person of color on the planet. They know the date. They know the hour. And we consequently don't know shit. We don't know jack. We got to get our act together. Stop worshiping these sports figures, Michael Jordan. Stop worshiping these people in the music industry. And start getting on track to revolution. Take off the name brand clothing. You don't need that shit. But people are so caught up in that. Stop worrying about having like a badass car. Stop trying to look cool. Get your shit together. And say, for the love of my people, I'm going to stand up, stand apart, and fight for this thing called freedom. Freedom from oppression. Freedom from racism and white supremacy. I will no longer be a puppet. I will no longer be mind controlled. I will no longer worship sports figures and talk about, oh, my team lost. Oh, my team, we did good. You ain't getting paid. Why are you calling it your team? Stop listening to the rap music. It's destroying your mind, and it's designed to do that. It is satanic in nature. Start freeing yourself. Throw those things away. And when they're gone, examine what's left. The real you. A powerful God and Goddess. I want to thank you for tuning in today. If you find this message resonates with you, please feel free to drop a donation. This is Qesankh Keperu, son of Ma'at and Tahuti. My aunt is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Until our next video, Amen Ra.